Right, welcome to my next video. This is actually a test of Claude 4, brand new, was released I think 2 days ago, and I thought after the last experiment, don't be shy to check this out, it's the video before, where Claude Code actually failed implementing the Anthropic API communication, which at the end I had to get rid of the SDK, the Anthropic SDK, which it installed in my Node.js application, and I had to ask it to implement it with a fetch command. That worked, and the solution kind of worked, not really what I wanted last time. But now we've got Claude 4, so I thought it would be a good experiment to use the same use case, same input, and the new Claude. So what I'm not going to restart on a clean Ubuntu install this time. I'm just reusing the one I still have, which is this one. It means, just quickly to the release, Claude Sonnet 4 and 3.5, they have the same costs. So the API costs the same, Claude Code, same costs. Potentially it's cheaper at the end now when you use Claude 4, because it's a bit cleverer and probably you need less back and forth iteration. Have it just make it right in the first go, then it's cheaper, of course. So what happens when you start Claude? I did this already, so it's not telling me again. What happens is, there's an upgrade available, install it with npm install. I did that already, and I guess that's required, and then it talks to Claude 4 after that. I did validate this after the Claude Code upgrade. When you run it and check in the Anthropic console, in the logs section, you will see it talks to Claude 4, not 3.7 anymore. Right, so here we are. Still, it's the exact same experiment. Really check in the old video if you want to see how to set it all up on a clean Ubuntu. So there I show you how to install npm, Node, MariaDB and all that stuff. And Claude Code, of course. So that's all installed here, and we are working in the calendar planner directory. I have only the picture. I'll show you this quickly. It's the same as last time. Is my Scribble website with a calendar and tasks to add, button, and then a button to reanalyze the tasks, which it's supposed to use the Anthropic API for. MariaDB is to just have the stuff persistent. When I restart the web server, it will read the stuff from the database and have that again. Right, that's it really. What we are interested in this video is how it can especially talk to the SDK, to Claude, using the Anthropic SDK. So I have nothing installed here, no node modules, no other files than config, which contains my Anthropic API key. That's all there is, and here's my to-do file. So understand the picture and implement the full solution. Node.js and MariaDB are installed. Connect to MariaDB using user password. That's the username and the password. I've set that up. And I have created a database, calendar planner. And then here I did tell it, just to be sure it's going to use it, use the Anthropic API to find the best way to arrange the tasks on the calendar. So quickly, we want to clean the database. I'm not sure if I did that. I guess not. Need to do sudo, then I can do without login and password. Show databases, and we have calendar planner. There's some others because I had some other experiments. Use calendar planner, show tables, and we're gonna drop those two. Events. Right. Drop table calendar events and drop table tasks. Right. Now we are good to have a go at Claude. So as I said before, it would in red it would display somewhere here that there's an upgrade and what npm command needs to be run. I did that already. So yeah, it does say Sonnet 4 is being used now. And I'm really pleased that the pricing didn't change. So that's good news. Right, read to do.txt and implement the full solution. That's all I give it. I'm quite curious now. So it is actually capable. Just before I've set up a brand new server in the cloud, which I wanted to host email and multiple domains with Node.js websites and stuff. Then I've installed Claude, yeah, because I couldn't be bothered to fiddle that all together manually and then do that repetitively the exact same ways. It's just time consuming. Alright, Claude is asking. Right, yeah, it wants permission to everything. It does. It's probably going to ask me for permission to run npm commands also, yeah. Here we are. Yes, he can do that. Yeah, what I was going to say, I then installed Claude as root in the root home directory on that server, and made quite an extensive to-do file, and it managed. I needed about 4 clean installs, but it's quite complex what it needed to do, so that the mail server runs and that Nginx does not conflict with Apache and all that stuff. It needed a few goes. At the end I even told it to test it through, and sometimes it analyzed really deep in the sources of the packages it installed, what maybe the problems are, and it worked. At the end it worked, but it was about $10, I guess, after all. But it's not so bad. I don't mind because it saves me a long time. Right, what's the next question? Make the public directory for the web files. Yes, you can. It maintains its own to-do list here. It just works it down. Really curious to see the end solution. I hope this will be a short video and then it all just works and we can say it has improved a lot. Because then it really is going to be cheaper using version 4. Because last time with 3.7 I needed a few prompts to get it. First to try to get it to fix itself, which it didn't manage. Talking to the Anthropic API was the problem. And then I've told it to use the Fetch API, and then it worked out of the box. Which is my preference anyway. I prefer to use Fetch or Axios, something where I know what's going on. Not a big fan of these SDKs that all the LLM providers offer. Right, it's working hard. Right, I cut a few things out, so now it's asking me to run the MySQL commands to create the database. If not exists, yeah, why not? It does exist, but should not be a problem. And then Yeah, no, I want to try it. I want to run it myself. So here it's gonna ask me if it wants to. It wants to always test at the end, and I prefer to start the server myself. So we have a fresh one. Render planner. Let's see what it made. There is a server.js. AI optimizer.js. Yeah. Right. Node server.js. So far it works. Now let's open the link. Alright. Yeah, the calendar looks a bit... Not quite sure what I can do here. No. Oh, add task. Up here it is. Right, let's add a task. Breakfast. Yeah, breakfast. Required time, I guess, how long I need. An hour, yeah, well, that takes... If that's in hours... 0.1 hours. And I do that tomorrow. By... we're at PM here. Can I toggle everything? Not bad, that control. Let's do it before 9 o'clock. Before 8 is better in case my boss watches. Right, add task. Value must be greater. Alright, that's whatever. Long breakfast then. At least I have an excuse. Failed to add task, so it's already... That's not very good. Oh, I see. Big int. There's normally an ID column in MariaDB which is a big int in a table. For instance, these auto increments, which you can't directly serialize to a JSON string. So I'm just gonna ask it to fix this. Fix this error I get when I save a task. I could fix that myself, but I want Claude to do that because we are lazy. So I'm giving it the stack trace so it knows where to start looking. Right. And then same prompt again. Where is it? Here. Read, to do and implement. Oh, and do what it says. And do what it says. That's very generic. I can use that all the time then. So, yeah, exactly. So it needs to convert to cast that to a number first in JavaScript before it creates the JSON. So that's done, I guess. Now let's stop the server and start it again. And let's reload that. Alright, it did save it, but it probably failed at retrieving it and bring the list back. So here I could start, complete and delete. That's just, I guess, to set the status. So I'm going to add another one. Do a lot of work. That will take me for 5 hours. And I need to be done by tomorrow 5 PM. Not bad, yeah. Add task. And I'm gonna add lunch. Tomorrow too. Lunch. Takes an hour. And yeah, I leave this time in now. Same as the other one, I guess. Roughly. So there's add. So we see they overlap a bit, especially lunch with do a lot of work. Now let's see what reanalyze does, especially if it works. Tasks optimized successfully. Did it? It can't be that quick. What's that saying? API. AI optimization failed. Right. Authentication error. So maybe it's not getting the key properly. Let me just validate the key real quick in the config file. And the AI, I'm assuming it's the AI optimizer. Right, I wanted to use the config file. I just do this real quick. JS. Do this manually. I'm sure it would manage. Config Anthropic API key. So now let's check. Restart the server. The solution. Restart. So stuff is still here. Reanalyze. Now it's analyzing. Failed to parse. Right, it's kind of good. At least it can talk. I'm pleased with that. Now, what we do, I give it one more chance. Fix this error I get when I analyze tasks. So, because I guess it's just a simple array mapping whatever wrong properties or something problem. Now I need to tell Claude here, read to do and fix. Right, it says the error is now fixed, so let's see. Let's start the server and reanalyze. And now, oh right, it did something. So tasks optimized, and let's see where they are. So, is that ordered? I start with lunch. That's still today. All right, it's about time. I need to get lunch. It's a good point actually. It knows more than I thought it knows. I didn't have lunch yet. Do a lot of work. That starts tomorrow. A bit late, 5:40. And then breakfast is also tomorrow, 8 p.m. Yeah, right. I could have give it more guidance in what exactly to consider when it shuffles the stuff around. But overall, it did manage to talk to Claude. The user interface, I have seen better calendars especially, but maybe it's useful like this. It depends how full it gets. But I'd say let's leave it at this. I clearly have to say Claude 4 is an improvement over 3.7 because it does manage to talk to the Anthropic SDK, and generally it appears to I needed less iterations to do the whole solution, and I've tried a few things with it already, and it's always the same impression. It's better quality what it provides. So with this, we leave it, and thanks for watching. Please don't mind leaving a like and follow, subscribe. And if you have any questions, just comment. I'll try to answer. That's it for now.